Why not?
No, I mean like that's good, but like
I'm a changed man. Okay, so
yeah, 2 hours again. What the fuck?
okay, well, to summarize, or I'm gonna start every VOD review with two quotes from Art of War, Sun Tzu Art of War. This VOD review, I'm gonna make sure that they're pertaining to them. Let's go. This
This is
quote
the
first.
nerdiest thing I've ever seen.
I fucking love this. I saw Spylo do
Okay.
this, and now it's just it makes so much sense. To fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. That one means if we can set ourselves up to break their mental and to set
Also, just
ourselves,
like look better.
yeah, sure, yeah. Well, if our gameplay is so clean that we don't have to fight them, and it's in the fact that not that we're shooting their heads, but every time that their head comes up that we shoot them, we are winning. And then this
You're
one,
saying big thingies.
if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle.
You gotta tell me what this means.
Yeah,
I
can
got the
explain
last
it.
one, but
I can explain
this
it.
one is just not it.
So it's pretty much know the enemy's macro and know your macro and know what you're capable of micro and what they're capable of micro. If you outshatter LH Cloudy every time, you need to know it. If you know that their macro is really good, you need to know their macro and know how your macro fits in. Because if you go in blind, then you're always going to lose. If you don't know anything, then you're always going to lose. If you know just yourself,
Like, what if we like don't know? Like, what if they're just like a random team? Then what?
well, you know yourself. That's the thing. Every time you win, they will get better. And every time you lose, you will get better. But
I see.
you know, in Art of War, there is no loss because if you lose, there is no trying again. So
I see.
yeah. So basically, on that quote, we're gonna learn the enemy's macro and learn our macro and see what happened.
I think we should do what the enemies did.
Yeah, I think we should do what the enemies did, and we're gonna learn from them. So, honestly, they had some stuff that I didn't realize, and when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's pretty ingenious. To open up the epic pen.
I think the first fight is like the most important. I think we should look at.
Yep.
They got there first. They walled first. They did everything. It was crazy. I was inspired.
Yeah. Let's see exactly what they did though. So, okay. First of all, we already know win condition is the wall, right? And if we watch both of our team comps, and we watch where we position, one, we're not ready for the wall. Yeah.
What?
I gotta edit that one out if I'm gonna share the video. Otherwise, Violet fans gonna,
Right.
Because we're playing against LH Cloudy. It's good clickbait for anyone who needs to know a rein brawl. Especially on the new map, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay, so...
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
For example, think of this as... Thanks. Think of this as Oasis. When you're playing Brawl in Oasis, do you take high ground? Or do you take the low... Or why do you take the low ground on University compared to the high ground on, like, the balcony above?
Why do you take the low ground? Because they can't like shoot you.
There's point and there's cover.
Yeah. So it's LOS and it's actually the high ground because if they drop off the high ground, they have no cover and you can contest point from the low ground. So that's what we're trying to do here. But what I've noticed from their positioning here, let's play out what would happen. If we played right here, then we're susceptible to a wall. So we have to play right here and then we give them point. So we can't play right here. If we play over here and contest them, we're also susceptible to a wall. So we have to go either back to point or back to there. So it's no different. So
So what we did was good here.
It's one of the two things that was good. That can be good. If we met them over here, it would have been a mirror match and it would have been fine. But okay, so we give them the high ground, which is fine. Because this is technically the high ground, but when they come out, they are very susceptible to walls here and here. And so now our plan, we have to position to make sure we don't get walled and split. And when they do wall, because they have to wall. If they never wall and we're just in perfect positioning, we just live forever on point. Yeah, we're on point and we win because it's stalemate. So where is the best positioning for our Reinhardt to not get walled on this point?
In the middle of point, which is what we did.
I mean, let's just watch it back.
Well, they walled us, right? But like and like, okay, well, I backed the wrong way. I backed the wrong way.
I go left, and Jacob goes right.
Okay, well,
okay, but like, in a perfect world, right? We're in a good spot. Wim Hof got fucked somehow, and then I went the wrong way. But like, if I go left and Wim Hof doesn't die, I think we're up, and we have wall.
Okay, two things. One, where do you want to wall them? Hold on, let me go back.
Like
yeah,
Can
yeah,
we just play close, like really close, like down the pillar.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there? Like there.
We
Like
wall them when
forward.
they get to the stairs, and they can't do anything about it. If their tank crosses, if half their team crosses, that's even better than their tank crossing, because they have to use even more resources to bail them out. And they can't even counter wall at that point, because they have to use all the resources to bail them out, and thus we go first and win.
Wait,
But
So you're saying we should have walled there?
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we
I
should've
think
walled
that's the
something.
optimal play. You have to wall up here.
Can you like go on Wim Hof POV and
maybe-
see like what he was holding?
Maybe we.
Well, no,
we
no,
should
that's-
look for the wall.
That's for you to play up, Jacob.
Well, the thing
Or-
is, like,
okay.
we're
It's both,
playing on
it's
their
both.
tempo, so they walled in the kills really tough.
Because
So we
if
should like be looking for it here.
if you're not playing up, it's
cool.
way harder for your Mei to wall farther. It's way easier to wall closer. But this would
Oh,
be a
yeah.
perfect wall right here. While he was crossing over.
That's just unlucky.
You know, like if we watch this in 0.25, it'll be obvious where it's like right now they're just completely split off if he walls them, and they have to use all their resources to keep their Mei and Rein alive.
I also feel bad for Wim though, because like he's not a Mei player, so he's not used to it. So I
Well,
can't
that's
expect him.
you lose, you learn, and that's why we're learning. But also, playing the middle of the point is not it. If we decide that we can't play up, where's the next best place to not get walled?
The pillars.
On the yellow pillars.
Yeah, in between and around the sides of the yellow pillars. The only reason why this isn't good is because if you look at it from their perspective, where's your back line?
I
the-
thought
in
I
the
thought we were
open.
gonna play close, like on that middle pillar there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was just miscommunication because no one talked about.
But
where
we did. We kept backing, and I was just like waiting for us to go forward here, and we just kept.
So next time we're in this scenario, we don't change anything except for the fact that we need to know where our kill box is, or not a kill box, but where the choke is, because we just didn't identify where the choke is, and we weren't ready to jump on the opportunity of them rotating. And it happened
and I
so
guess-
fast that we weren't able to react to it.
I don't think any of us said like look for a wall here either. So like,
Yeah. Okay.
nobody.
think of like
It's not
Rush
just Wim Hof.
or Brawl as like always holding close. But like Scotty, you know how you're talking about like we do so good when we hold close. Like think on like Havana first point, right? If you just played in the middle, like we just did, like that's like the equivalent. Like it's shit. You have to like play the corner and then like go to the other corner. I don't know. I feel like we don't realize this is about me. Like how to be playing.
It's just Tom and Jerry this fight at 2 times speed. Yeah, if the wall mirror was pretty good there. I kind of like that. The only other thing that I would say is consider going on this side to get to point first and do that exact same scenario before. But do not drop down. That's a death sentence. We tried to do that twice.
Well, like I no shield. Like what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, I think Jacob's dead there either way.
You have to prevent that from happening. So, like, either drop down earlier while you still have shield and reposition to point, or just come here and just like leave if you have to, because that's just like that's a death sentence.
I feel like
And
we
then-
really need to get into the mindset of treating everything the same. Because I feel like when we know they're better, or like we think they're better than us, then we instantly kind of just like
Turn our brains off.
ourselves feel lost. Like we like could have taken these fights and like done good, but we just stopped ult tracking because we were like, oh, like cloudy, and then like if we would have gone into like any of the
Mhm.
fights with ults, we probably would have had a chance. Because instead we just walk into a blizzard, we walk into a window.
Yeah, we never ult track their Mei ult, and it's very obvious because usually we'll play around it. That's a lie. Sometimes we'll play around it when we ult track it because we don't always ult track it, but it's very obvious that we did. This wall fight is really good. I don't like their position on the outside, even though that they have better outsides, because if Levi flanks and they get caught off guard, they have to use everything to like prevent it. And also, we can just drop point if they're up there, take point and die, and reset with better ult combo. But
I think I can flank that way.
also, with this right here, we're not prepared. We're not thinking about our win condition. Because when we make this rotation, the entire point of this rotation is to get a Mei wall on them. And, I mean, for Wim Hof, it'd be like, this would be a perfect Mei wall that would force him to drop off. It's fine, though, but, you know, that's a micro issue, where their Cass and Mei were, up in front of the Reinhardt during that rotation. And then also this fight here, this is a bit of awareness. Jacob, I think if you knew the Mei was here, you wouldn't have pushed forward. But since the Mei was there, we kind of just got destroyed because our BAP couldn't. You know, you assume that our BAP had natural cover, but it just didn't happen that way. And then this fight here.
We win this one.
Yeah, this is a good fight.
Oh my! I got the big shatter on this.
Yeah.
one.
I'm gonna tell you guys what you did good here. This window is really good.
Finally.
It forces them to go out, and they make the mistake. They try to hold here with no resources, and they try to re-counter ult when they don't have their ults yet. And so this wall was really good. The only thing that I would say about this fight is just go faster. As soon as this wall comes out, you just go really fast. Yeah.
I was like, why are we not fucking going?
Yeah.
Like that.
I was listening to him say like huge wall, and I was watching it. I'm like, that is a huge wall. Why aren't we doing anything? So, very nice. But this retake here, tracking the ults and looking at what they have versus what we have to play very slow and just try to build our window and get an early wall. And so if you look at our actions here, like, say they decide to go low ground, and then we decide to start playing really, we get pinned off point, and then we don't ult track the Mei ult, and we get hella split. If we are together in this Mei ult, it's not as bad, even though it's, you know, it's still like getting frozen, but we didn't account for that, and we didn't rotate as a team.
So if we know they have mail, what do you want us to do? Like,
Position for it.
Like,
Yeah, act like it. Like,
to...
if you look at it from the top-down perspective, when they force you off a point, because, I mean, okay, fact of the matter is LH Cloudy did a fucking LH Cloudy and took you off the point and made us have to reset here. But to be honest, one ult for like, this could have gone much worse, where they just used one ult, we could have all died. But we had the chance to reset. And if we knew that they had Mei ult here, like,
we wouldn't be pushing.
Yeah, like, you see the Mei, you know, it's so obvious. And we wouldn't have split. Maybe we would have still been in this position, but the thing is, we wouldn't have split so hard. And the splitting is what really
There's no
kills
way
us.
they should get such a big blizzard without even like using a wall or anything. Like,
Yeah.
we just press Q.
And then this fight here, I forgot what happened. Let me see. Oh yeah, their Mei flanked and just embarrassed us. So that was just getting diffed.
I blocked his shatter at the end.
Okay. Remember the quote from earlier, or was it?
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. To conquer, to fight and conquer in all your battles.
And conquer, yeah.
Sting like a bee.
Yeah. To fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. That means play slow.
Wait. First, okay, if I asked John if he could sub and he's wanting to win, so when would we need him?
Wait, what?
Tomorrow and Saturday. And then whenever else, or if Winhoff can't make another day.
What time would it be?
Tomorrow 5 to 7, and then on Saturday from 4 to something. Here, I can find it. But it's, I'm saying in like
PST, right?
Yeah.
PST.
Just DM it to her so then we can finish this VOD review. We're already fucking 20 minutes in. This sucks. But yeah. Also, the other quote where we need to know what to do when they're on Rein comp and we're on ball comp. We scouted this and we know that they're going to rush us or do something stupid here, and we are not ready at all. Jacob, we had to slam.
Okay, whoa. I said they are going to be holding close.
Okay.
At this.
But it's like, what do we do here? Because we're playing kind of back, as far back as we can, to still like be getting value, and then they go and we're walking away, but it's just too late. I didn't know what to do here because I'm like, if I play far enough back where I know they won't kill me, I don't do anything. Like I can't even.
Our core is perfectly positioned here. Wim Hof and Jacob have to we have to be ready for it. Like, you know, it only takes one mistake to lose the entire fight, and we made one small mistake and it lost us the entire fight. We weren't ready for their rotation here. This is literally just a big rotation. Their entire team rotates out. If LH Cloud, he has to hold shield if he's getting discorded and shot. So if we shoot him and punish the rotation here, slam, Levi shoots him, or Wim Hof shoots him as well. One small mistake from them results in them. They say, okay, LH Cloudy is low. He has to hold shield. We have to slowly go back. And while they're regrouping, you guys wasted literally nothing except a slam and your ball cooldowns. And you can walk in because you still have your cast, you still have your Mercy, your Zen orb is always up, and your Tracer always has off angles. And so then you would slowly walk in. But here we don't punish the rotation, and you know, what does Brawl want into a spam comp? They want to rotate and get close to enable their Rein. And that's exactly what happens. And then going through again, the entire goal of this composition was they have so many angles on us, but that's terrible for them because we want those angles and we want those 1v1s. And so, case in point, I mean, Levi gets like a really good shot onto this Mei here because they can't do anything about it, you know? Like we stretched their attention so far, the rubber band finally broke, and their Mei had to take this like 1v3-ish because it's a double pocketed Cassidy. It's like 1.9 of a person. It's not a fair 1v1 for her. She gets destroyed. We reset for like 3 seconds here, and then we're able to take space and go in. And then we should apply the same concepts. But here, this other quote where it's not in the fighting in which you're doing the winning, it's in the fact that you set yourself up for such a perfect scenario that you don't have to fight. And so this is like the mature team kind of thing where it's like, just because you have ults, just because you have resources, just because you can fight doesn't mean you should fight. Remember, we're winning in the neutral here if we just like shoot the Rein shield, like literally just slowly whittle away at them instead of having to go all in and kill them real fast as we can. And so that wastes a lot of resources from us because we need to kill them. We need to go as fast as we can. Whereas if we just play slow, utilize this Discord, they're slowly burning. They're like melting butter right now. If we don't die, they're just going to melt away. Their shield's already half. If we still had our ball tracer, they wouldn't be able to go into us, and they would have just had to sit there and die.
Yeah, we should play slowly.
And then I forget what happens in this fight, but to be honest, it does not look good for them because we're utilizing angles and they're not rotating into us. So, I mean, like, just looking at the neutral, you can kind of tell they're, like, if we don't die here, we're always winning. Like, we literally just took the space by Jacob existing in the backline, and we'd continue to do that until they're forced to rush at us. But we position smart, so then we're not in their kill box or in their range. And when they make this rotation, they have to flex their resources. In theory, they should never be dying because they're like an entire skill floor above us. But just the way the comps work out and the way the macro works out, we make use of our of stretching their attention and get the picks on the side. Where did that freeze go? Okay.
Oh, he threw it straight up.
Yeah, I think they were memeing. I think they just knew.
Huh? Okay. I mean, shit, what am I gonna do?
You didn't see it.
Yeah, let me look up for 12 seconds.
Yeah, okay, I didn't watch the rest of this replay, so I'm pretty sure we just win if we don't die. Like, we don't even have to play very well. We just Discord, Harmony, Pocket, and win if we don't die. Okay.
Oh wait, I think that Fire Strike was not for me. Right?
Yeah.
Scotty?
What was the core doing here?
I was trying to play in that back room, and then like Cam was just like on point.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Scotty was with me.
30 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, I think we should push up there though.
Or
I mean, like,
our
the-
core should start rotating together. You mean? Yeah. Because we started to push up and grab more space on the map, but our core is not together, and when our core is not together, then we don't have the resources to peel for each other. Because, like, yeah, these deaths would never happen if we're all three together. Alright. And I'm assuming, yeah, there's no way that we retake into that with their ults.
Ready for battle.
Um,
Ready for battle.
I haven't seen this defense yet. So I'm gonna get some first impressions. Oh my god, it's so short.
Hashtag roll.
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
We should look to punish the rotation. So, okay. Cool, the body view is over. We are no longer on Zenyatta. Alright. If you look at this comp, their win condition is brawling. We don't have a win condition anymore. So,
Bat Mercy is like bad every time.
yeah.
We were winning on whenever we were getting rolled on fucking Blizzard World. We went Bat Mercy and then we just.
That's because
Well, and Wim Hof on Torb.
He wasn't on Torb the first time. He was on Ball Tracer.
I mean, if we watch it out, well, I can still critique it. We don't have Discord, but like we need to be punishing the rotation. So they went through one rotation through this lane here already, and we're not punished at all. So we've literally just.
How do we punish
It's
it though? Because
impossible
isn't there like a ton of
because
good
of that.
avenues for Maywall?
Tries.
If our ball rolls through and pile drives, they don't have enough damage to kill him with our
Yeah,
core.
but they won't slow him down, and then they definitely have enough damage to kill him.
I mean, is it any worse than letting them get close? Because we make the
I
same
think
counter
so.
rotation.
Jacob has a chance with the team.
Mm,
There really is no other option other than trying to punish the rotations here, and especially this rotation now. I feel like we should be playing on high ground because if they take this high ground, they just hold shield. Their Baptiste, Lucio, May, Kree, or Cass just shoots us, and then they have their Lucio drop on point, and we just auto lose. So we're too late on punishing the rotations. Now they win because they just stand still, and we have to use
But I
so
feel like
much
we'll lose
energy.
either way. Like I feel like if we stay high ground, they go for the rotation, and then like they speed. Even if they top up high ground, they speed on top of us.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
Well,
Or they take the
I
high
think.
ground.
Okay, so what they did here is Jacob uses. They're waiting at the arch there on the left. They're just waiting. Jacob uses grapple and well, they're good. So they're like, oh, well, now he can't do shit. So they walk.
well, during this rotation, because they watch you go off of high ground, so they just say, okay, we got to go to point. Wim Hof and Jacob should be depleting their resources this entire time that they're coming out, and you guys should be supporting them in doing so. It's not about the kills, it's about the fact that by the time they get here, either they have to wait an entire 10 seconds to reset and then do that, but by then you've already burned an extra like 15 seconds because they have to deal with you over here while they're rotating. They have to deal with Wim Hof on all the counter angles with a or with a harmony orb or with double support pocket because and Levi shooting on the sides as Cassidy, so they can't peek it unless they
Yeah, I guess.
commit a lot of resources and stop the rotation. And then so by the time they get here, they probably don't have sticky, they probably don't have wall. They might have used shift. They definitely use speed because they have to use speed to rotate through a ball. And so when you're on this upper part, they have to sit here and waste time, or if they go, they just don't have enough resources to kill you through a ball slam. Like to get to you and then kill you after getting ball slammed. But since we go in here, imagine our team's potential, our potential energy to make things happen. It's all gone because now the rotation cannot be punished. And so they see it as an open space to like, if we walk out, nothing will happen to us. And we always win if we get close to them. So there's no disincentive for them to walk out. They just do. And then now they're on point, and it's all about the small accumulating thesis of what our team comp should be doing. That is whittling their resources and making sure that they don't ever get to this position on point. Because there's nothing we really can do once they get to this
Okay, I have a
position.
question.
Mhm.
So pause it, and like go above.
Mhm.
Not that above, of like the point,
What do you mean?
like
Like
a little back. Yeah,
the high
yeah,
ground?
yeah.
Okay.
So when you're talking about the rotation where they like get to the arch, right?
Mhm.
And you're like saying hold your high ground. So if we are on Zen here, right?
Mhm.
I didn't want to play Zen because I felt like it was so hard to fucking rotate out. If it is the way we play it, like they're on arch, Jacob has to like kind of fuck their rotation, and then we flip map. But then I feel like if we flip map, then we have the same situation of like we're poking them, but then they're on high ground shielding, or they're on point shielding, and it's like we can't touch them.
But
Yeah, well, think of it in this situation. So it's most likely that they won't die during this rotation. They're going to force you off of high ground. But can they survive with no shield, no lamp, or no cooldowns at all whatsoever? Because they have to use all of them to get to you through the double rotation of main over here. Or if they wait all the way, then maybe they have about half of their resources. Can they survive with your Zen over?
So then we do that where they're rotating and we like fuck them the whole time they're rotating. They use all their resources, and then once they're like out of resources, is that when we like kind of start walking with more pressure, or do we just hold?
Yeah, you walk with more pressure. Because when they're out of everything, they're just out in the open. I mean, existence, like living, should be absolute suffering for them if we have a Zenyatta. Otherwise, they should be full LOSing and like making a rotation. But if they're ever in our Zen's LOS, their existence should just be slowly dwindling away and we barely use any resources. Or unless, they're making this rotation, then we pile drive and we trade our pile drive, our tracer recall, everything from our core to just like lose all of their resources. But if we have no resources and they have no resources, because we'll always have more resources than
and
them
if we
because
did that, they're probably down a person. Even
Yeah.
if we lose them.
or even like best case for them, they're up here without, like, if we play and don't make any mistakes, they're up here without any cooldowns at all. And so their Baptiste is free reign. Discord, dive, he's dead. Same with their Cassidy. So, like, maybe their Lucio, their Mei is pretty much free reign. There's nothing that they can do to keep themselves up here without dying. Can you guys like visualize that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
okay.
too.
So
Just
it's
shoot them.
yeah, it's kind of pain and agony because we died from 1,000 paper cuts that we've inflicted on ourselves by not, it's all the small things at this point. It's not how brilliant we are. It's like how much better can we like, like
squeeze
Yeah.
the lemon.
it's inches. We're squeezing like water out of air. We're squeezing water out of a like dry towel at this point, where we have to get the resources out while they're rotating. We have to do all these things, and maybe they make one tiny mistake, and that's where we pounce on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
That's
think
just
that's
for
it.
rush, right?
Hmm?
Like for other, if they're playing other comps, should we still be
different.
like? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, if it's the same, like if it's still monkey comp rush, it's the same principle.
Okay.
But if they're on ball, it's different.
Yeah. It's definitely
Yeah, but I
different.
think we don't know how to play a mirror ball. Like,
So we
I
just
feel
need
like-
more uptime against rush, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the slower we are against, because they want to play fast and we need to play slow, so they just got what they want.
And the thing is, they want to play fast at certain times. If you prevent them from playing fast, like it's like their win condition is very cooldown based. So if you force them to use their cooldowns, they don't have a win condition anymore. So
It's just good timing.
yeah,
Because whenever I watch contenders teams, a lot of times they're not doing shit. They're just like ball setting up behind them, and then whenever they need to
Yeah.
let it go at the right time, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, everyone looks pretty much at like AFK and like all contender matches.
yeah.
So, like,
in
they need to.
rush.
And then once they rotate, then
So in rush, like the only resources that really matter is like lamp, shield, and
Meanwhile-
wall, and ice block, and then speed.
Yeah, to be honest, I would say it's a combination of everything. But if they don't have anything, because you know there's like so many different combinations. It's like, can you go in if they have freeze, BAP shift, and amp heal? Then like technically that's like 50%, around 50%, or no, that's like 30% of what they have. Like out of all the cooldowns that they could possibly have, you could probably go in if they only have those. But if it's a different set of those and it's a completely different scenario, you know, you can't really quantify, or you can't generalize how much resources that they have. You have to just feel it in game and just know. I mean, you guys will definitely know. You guys, it's just ingrained into our memory in Overwatch now. Like if you hit GM, so
Yeah. Wait, are we scooping today or no?
no, it's just us. Any questions? Or any comments on like this or last
Did
map?
you bring snacks?
No, you can ask Levi though.
I don't
No
like them.
snacks.
Yeah,
He's Asian.
you should have brought
Levi
snacks.
said
Levi.
that you have Oreos.
We have 3 cats outside the door. Come on.
Levi.
Yummy.
All right.
When we're going against this,
Mhm.
should we be on like Anna's end or Bab's end?
Dude, I'm telling
or
you, Anna Zen goes fucking crazy.
What? Obviously it does, but
I think Anna like
'Cause,
could
Like,
work for us.
what is the best support comp? I think.
because I would
Okay.
say Brig's useless, but Mercy's.
Yeah, if we
never-
knew that they're on this comp, I would say honestly Mercy's End is the best that we could do. That's the greediest thing, because if they don't have a tracer to mark, then we don't need a Brig to pocket our tracer. So, and if they don't have a ball, we don't need a Brig or a Lucio or an Ana to deflect the ball. I'm gonna say that
Well,
every time
isn't
LH
Ana
Cloud,
good for like antis?
you're playing against LH Cloudy. I think he's gonna block every single anti and sleep while he
No.
still has a shield.
Because then you play it smart. You're playing the Zincom still. You burn the shield and then you hit a nade and you know they have no resources. Everyone just follows up on it, so they can't even heal through it.
I think we could just try it out.
Well, I mean,
Shield.
I feel like the threat
If-
of just having a nade would make them have to like.
Is it better to
go
burn their
with-
shield faster, or is it better to get the anti after their shield is down? That's the question. And we discussed this where
All
it's
I'm
like,
saying is
if
people
we
sleep on Anna's shield break ability. Like seriously. Well, like seriously.
Really?
You have to.
I'm
you fucking
sleeping on
hitbox
it.
for a bullet, and you just fucking break shield with your whole team. Like it goes so fast.
That's where ours
It,
supposed
Well,
to.
here's the
do
thing.
As much as Cass.
Here's the thing: if you play Ana, you play into what their tempo. You play how they want you to play. Because if you're playing Mercy and you're damage boosting, let's say in an extreme case, a Bastion, after this rotation, they're fucked up. Like that team is fucked up, bro. They cannot go anywhere. They have to sit here and wait for their shield. They can't even possibly come out here, because if they come out here, they have no shield, they have no support cooldowns. Whereas if you're on Ana and you have a Bastion, they're going to be able to rotate even faster. And if they get to here with all their resources, you're not going to be able to break shield in the time that they're going to like run into you. You know what I mean?
They're talking about Ana Zen, not Ana. Or
Yeah. Ana
like,
Zen,
Zen Ana?
you're not going to be able to break their shield as faster than they rotate into you.
Okay.
So you'll never get your cooldowns
What
out
I'm saying is,
theoretically.
you see this comp right where you're talking about how we play, like how like the correct way to play this if we're on this comp, right?
Yeah.
Where they are under arch and we like break them the whole time and we get all the resources out while they're rotating, right?
Mhm.
If you replace the Mercy with an Ana, right?
The Bapple. Or
Then you have the Ana Zen. That shit goes crazy. If you play it like how a normal Zen comp goes, like you do so much fucking damage. All I'm saying is people shit on Ana. I think Ana is the second best support, and I think that we should play Ana Zen because it's actually a really, really good comp, and I think we should just practice it.
We can try.
we could practice.
But like I was saying,
It's hard to practice it because like like all the scrims we've been having are like some really dog shit teams that we can't even like.
Yeah.
Like we could do everything wrong and still win.
Yeah.
like to re-summarize why Ana would be, it's not bad, it's just inefficient compared to Mercy's End. Because our entire goal is to whittle them down before they get close to us, right? If we don't whittle them down enough, then they get close to us and kill us. So with an Ana, you have way more of a risk that you're not shooting the Reinhardt shield with more damage, and so they can get closer to us. And so they're really happy if we choose Ana, because their Reinhardt shield is like effectively like stronger against us, and that's what they're trying to do, just get closer.
If you're saying we should play this way when we're on Mercy's in, then if you add one more person shooting, how is that any slower?
What do you mean by slower?
Like you're talking about like shield break, like how they want us to play that. If we're on a Mercy, if we're on an Ana instead of a Mercy, how is that worse?
Because I don't do more damage.
Yeah.
But it's basically doing double, because if Ana's shooting the shield and you're shooting the shield, then that's literally double the damage.
I mean,
But like also for healing ball tracer, I guess Zen would be better.
Yeah, but you're
also
still-
the ult economy, the nano.
Oh yeah.
Like if you have or Ana Zen might be viable over Ana Mercy, but
we're not talking Ana Mercy. We're saying Zen.
I think
Yeah,
he's
sorry.
folded, Cam. I think
Yeah.
I think he's
Ana
folded.
and Zen Mercy.
yeah, that's what I mean. I think the Mercy over the long term is better because, for example, let's bring it back to attack. Not necessarily that we're going to be on attack, but this fight where Levi is where you guys break through the choke, the only reason why you broke through the choke is because Levi was enabled by our supports to push up. And like, would Levi play as aggressive if he didn't have if he didn't have a Mercy and instead had an Ana? Like, he knows that he can take any 1v1 right now, and that's the only reason why we push through the chokehold. And so if we didn't push through this chokehold, we would have been perma stuck, literally just perma stuck, until someone gets a pick or pulls enough resources through all these tiny 1v1s. And so unless you get like a nade that produces as much value as this kill, because you know it's kind of like selfish. It's like, oh no, I'll hit the ante, right? But then Levi's over here like, I can literally just kill one if we're on Mercy. So
Yeah, Levi's gonna lose.
it's not bad. It's just not as good as if we had the Mercy for Levi.
I feel like either one is good.
Ready for
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's
well-
like
That's how you play it.
I mean,
yeah, both of them have benefits. I feel like there's more kill potential when there's a Mercy,
Like
but then there's
Ana has
more...
a better ultimate too. I feel like.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I think just in the theoretical macro sense, especially when we're playing against a team like this, when they're all like top 20 players in comp, and they're not going to be making very many mistakes at all, we have to just be as diligent as we can with what we're doing and make sure that we maximize our potential to win. It's just careless to be like
Yeah. I
yeah.
know what you're saying. Like Mercy's just more consistent.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's easier to just have me do more damage than like me and Ana both have to like play it perfectly out.
yeah. At the same time that we're not all robots that perform 100% consistently, we should pretend like we are and just maximize the chances that we have the best macro in our comp. So there's no use in playing a suboptimal comp because, you know, we have to visualize that we are SF Shock or like we are the Houston Outlaws. The Dallas Fuel. We are the best team and we will play perfectly, because if we choose a comp and play that perfectly and lose against a different team that played their comp sub perfectly because we just didn't have a good enough comp, I mean, you know, it's a drastic overgeneralization because it's a one hero change, but I just don't want that one day that comes and, you know, that like tiny probability that would happen. I don't want to see that ever.
Okay, why did we only get to choose 2 different hybrid maps?
These are good questions. I
Yeah.
think that's the best question yet.
They said we could only play Blizzard World or
Well, he said he
Kingdra.
couldn't see Numbani on the list. Or Parisio.
Oh.
You remember how like we were trying to pick a map one time and we couldn't see it? He said that's the only 2 he saw.
Numbani, the only map that you really, really can't play rein on.
Yeah, and we couldn't play it. That's our choice. They're like, he's like, no, that's not a choice.
I thought he was joking. He's like Blizzard World and King's Realm. Like those are really two good
Dude,
rides.
you guys got groomed into playing the map that you wanted.
I know. Jake's like, oh, okay. I was like, bro, why can't we?
All right,
He's
cool.
like, yeah, I just